my favorite part, which is the author's note. The author's note. Okay, you ready? All right. This is a memoir, much of which is recalled from an increasingly faulty memory from decades past. And many of those memories are clouded and colored by chemicals of various natures. So it's very much an imperfect recollection. These, however, are the stories I've adopted as my history, my personal history, none of which I would change. They've built the path through woods and fields, deep darkness and stunning light upon which my feet were planted and still follow today. I want to recognize and acknowledge the tremendous privileges I've been granted throughout my life: an intact family of origin, economic means, and the support of friends, community, and family. My family is like most American families, and I would guess families across the globe, wanting the best for their children and trying their best to deliver that. Complicated, flawed, well-intentioned, working through their own stuff. Human. Most names have been changed to protect those who journeyed alongside me. A few characters have been combined as a composite to simplify your orientation to the events described. None of the literary techniques leveraged in these pages are intended for deceitful purposes. Rather, they were used in service to the stories offered to you. A message for the male readers who may have opened this book. You are welcome here too. You may have been drawn to the title because you know a bad girl or two who's struggling. Maybe it's your girlfriend, your wife, your sister, your mother, your colleague. Maybe it's even you. You're welcome here. Although this is written from a woman's point of view, the inner experiences defy gender. As my counselor told me, listen for the feelings. I am surrounded by courageous women. Here are some of our stories and some of mine from when I was young to when I came into my own. May you find hope, humor, and experience you can learn from in these pages. I was born with what I call a custom set of legs. Hip dysplasia, found a bit late, resulted in surgeries and confinements and body caps and braces on my legs. I couldn't really play the same as other kids. My mother must have read to me. I don't have any real memories of that, sadly, but she's an avid reader, and my father was working and in school. So it's just the two of us alone in a little apartment in Alexandria, Virginia. She must have introduced me to Magic Escape and Wonder of Books because before you knew it, I was devouring 5 or 6 at a time. Growing up in the 60s and 70s, there was so much time spent in unremarkable ways. We were the latchkey kids, the ones raised in ways social services would deem now neglect. But it gave us choice and boredom and risks and freedom and outdoors and honeybees in my hair and cops and robbers, kickball in the streets, running between cars and bikes. Biking for hours and hours and hours without helmets and cell phones and any way of any adult knowing where we were or who we were with. An American treasure of a storyteller, Garrison Keillor, spoke of his childhood as a time when children didn't know their father's professions and they freely roamed their neighborhoods, the woods, thickets in their towns. Imagined executions took place in those woods, conducted by ruthless pirates and robbers. It was a time of endless imagination and play, where all sides of justice and injustice were examined and enacted, and losses and victories abounded. It was electronic-free and innocent. It was childhood. My favorite place was in a white wicker rocking chair on the second-story, screened-in porch of our home, surrounded by trees. With a stack of books on the side table, I'd drift away to places near and far, fantastical and frightening, always with an expanding sense of exploration. I don't know how long I sat in that rock or how many summers I drifted away there, but if you ask me now, I'd say it was my entire childhood. It seemed without question that I would become a writer. I couldn't think of anything more powerful, more impactful, or more purposeful than writing down stories and giving them to the world. And yet it's taken me decades, many decades, of traveling down my own journey to come home to my voice. My path to full integration and contentment didn't start there, but I'm so grateful that it's where I've landed. From such an unwilling, scared, addicted beginning, I was able to heal so much trauma, shame, and everything that grew from that dark landscape. From dropping out of college, lost and terrified of everything, I learned how to embrace the wise framework offered by the 12 steps to create a life filled with love, big courage, professional achievement, gratitude, financial stability, and deep contentment. I'm sharing my story with anyone who doesn't feel they don't quite measure up, those secretly afraid they aren't as brave as they should be, or that they lack the kind of authenticity or character they see so many people around them so seemingly demonstrate effortlessly. My secret fears took me into poor choices and through hard addictions to alcohol, drugs, men, sex, food, terrifying dark depressions, and years of heart-pounding anxiety. But I've come out of all that, and you can too. Join me in the Bad Girls Club and hold a light for the woman coming after you.
Oh,